day to remember for the rest of your lives.
There's a great promise for all of you.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame and Extreme Networks present the Heart of a Hall of Famer program. With nearly 100 Hall of Famers participating, we have reached 48 states around this country, sharing the message that football is more than a game and can teach Americans how to huddle up during a time when we need to be united.
It's time for America to take a real deep dive. Not at no one else, but at yourself individually. If you want to change America, don't brush your teeth with your head down. Look at who you are and be the example. Be the example.
An opportunity to meet and learn from one of the greatest football players of all time. But more than that, the chance to see that their Hall of Fame life wasn't given to them. Single-parent homes, drug-infested neighborhoods, and poverty.
I grew up in a neighborhood that was considered one of the worst in America, and the household I grew up in was one of the worst in that neighborhood. By the time I was 20 years old, I knew at least 30 friends or family members who had lost their lives. Football became like a second parent to me. It taught me the things that my father wasn't there to teach me, and that my mother, as a struggling, single-parent woman, just didn't know to teach me.
But they learn how to live a life of character before pursuing their football careers. Today, you will learn you can do the same that they once did. Making good decisions can lead to a prosperous life both on and off the field. Your game for life has already begun. It's your decision whether or not you want to be a successful student, son, daughter, brother, or sister.
Every one of you can have a Hall of Fame life, whether or not you play football. You can be as great as you want to be. The Hall of Fame is all about integrity, character, and excellence. You have the opportunity to represent yourself that way. You determine your character.
Welcome to a once-in-a-lifetime program, the Heart of a Hall of Famer.
So I'm standing here as a member of class 2016, and no doubt it's a great individual honor, no doubt it is. But I must be honest, I am standing on the shoulders of many players, many coaches, many people. The good Lord has smiled upon me my entire life. A reoccurring theme is that He has surrounded me with people of high character and great integrity, and they have all left an indelible mark on the very fabric of my life. And it really started with my dad. My dad was a true soldier, and he was a man of honor. He passed on to us Army values. Be men of honor, have integrity, be respectful, have an attitude of selfless service. Most importantly, I want to thank all those brave people that have served and continue to serve our country, from the firefighters to the paramedics to the men and women in law enforcement, those that lay it on the line every day for all of us. And to our combined armed forces, all the soldiers out there and all the squids and flyboys and jarhead gyrenes, all those that stand tall for our beloved country anywhere across God's green earth. Let me say this, that my family and I rest easy at night underneath the canopy of freedom that you deploy. I am eternally grateful, and I salute you. Thank you.
Everybody put your hands together for Gold Jacket Kevin Greene.
A day to remember for the rest of your lives.
There's a great promise for all of you.
The Pro
How we doing? We good? Everybody good? All right, let's have some fun.
All right, welcome everybody to another edition of our Heart of a Hall of Famer program powered by Extreme Networks. My name is Jake Ray, and I'm the Youth and Education Manager here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Our mission here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame is to honor the heroes of the game, to preserve its history, to promote its values, and to celebrate excellence everywhere. Those values we promote are those of commitment, integrity, courage, respect, and excellence, all of which made Gold Jackets, just like Mr. Greene here, not only Hall of Famers on the field, but better men and Hall of Famers off the field. Before we turn things over to Mr. Greene, I do have a few thank yous I'd like to send out. First of all, I'd like to thank our partners at Extreme Networks for all that they do for us here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They do a lot of great work for us, our youth and education team, as well as schools all across the country. Secondly, I'd like to thank our teachers and administrators who are here today, allowing your students to come here to Canton, Ohio, to the Pro Football Hall of Fame to hear a little bit about what Mr. Greene gets to talk about today, as well as tour the Hall of Fame Museum. And lastly, I'd like to thank our students. Without you guys, this program doesn't happen today. You guys are the one asking the questions. You guys are the one driving the program. I'm excited. I think Kevin is as well, to see where the program goes today and all the questions that you guys have. I got a list of schools that we have in attendance here today. I'm going to read through them all. We're going to read through them all, then we'll give everybody a big round of applause at the end. So we have students from Mansfield Senior High School, Cambridge High School, Sandy Valley High School, Kent Roosevelt High School, John Marshall They're here.
I see that.
John Marshall High School, Black River High School.
Wow.
Woodmore High School.
Oh, wow.
Super Learning Center, Wade Park Middle School.
Bunch.
Heritage Christian School, Springfield Local High School. We've got some partners here from our Stark County YMCA, and we do have some special guests from both McKinley Senior High School and Kenmore Garfield High School. Their JROTC programs are here today in attendance as well. We want to thank you guys for coming today. Throughout the program, we're going to be taking questions from our students right here in Canton, Ohio. And there's been some students who were selected walking in the building today. They got a little question card, so you're going to have microphone. Aaron over here is going to be bringing you the microphone throughout the program. We're also going to be taking questions from Facebook Live. So we have whoever's watching us on our Facebook Live page today. If you got a question, put it right there in the comment section, and we'll try our best to get that into the program as well. With all that being said, I'd like to turn things over to Mr. Kevin Greene for some opening remarks.
No, I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here and entertain questions, whatever you guys want to ask, and I think we're going to have some fun, and feel free to have fun with me, because I know I'm going to have fun, because you really have fun talking about things you love, and I love football, love my family, and love my experiences I had in the military as well, and we'll touch base on that, but when you love something, you have fun talking about it, so we're going to have some fun, so let's get it on.
All right, first question, I'll start things off here. I mentioned those 5 values: commitment, integrity, courage, respect, and excellence. Do one of those values stand out above the others, or are they all very equally important for both a football player and, a dad, a brother, or whatever it might be?
Yeah, I'm not sure, and those are 5 values, and I'm not sure you can really separate one from the other. I think they are together equally as important. And if you look at, I think, each individual value, each individual attribute, and you think about commitment, I think, to achieve anything in life, you're going to have to be committed to doing it. You got to, if you've got a goal, you've got to commit everything that you are to that goal. I mean, nothing is given to you in life. The world is not going to meet you like halfway. You have to go all the way. In other words, you got to go all in. You got to be committed to doing that. I mean, that's your heart, your mind, your soul, your energy, your thoughts, I mean, your physical abilities. Whatever it is you're in life, your goal is, you got to be committed. And you got to go all in, because if you don't go all in, guess what? You're really not gonna make it. It is what it is. You got to go all in, and you got to have the courage to. You got to fight through adversity, because life is not always hunky dory, and in life we're gonna have some bumps in the road. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I mean, we're gonna have some adversity. I mean, you got to have the courage to push through that adversity, because adversity is going to happen. Bumps in the road, yeah, they're going to come, okay? So how you handle adversity truly defines really who you are. How we handle adversity defines who we are, okay? And respect. You got to have respect for folks, don't you? No matter who you are. I mean, for example, whether it's a teacher or a banker or, you know, or a lawyer or policeman or firefighter, military police officer, you got to have respect for people, and janitors alike, the people that work at your school or people that work in your lunchroom that feed you food every day. You've got to have respect for people of every station, okay? And you got to have integrity. I mean, and integrity, I mean, dadgum, you got to do things the right way. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to do it the right way, and you need to do it the right way even if no one is around watching to give you a pat on the back and say, attaboy, you know what I'm saying? Or saying, attagirl, good job. You don't need that. The integrity part is, you know what? I'm doing this the right way. Whether I get any kind of adulation from somebody or thanks or gratitude from somebody or not, I'm doing it the right way. And the last one is excellence or greatness. Well, that doesn't happen overnight, okay? It's going to be a long, hard road to achieve greatness at anything. And the only way to achieve greatness or excellence is you have to have superior habits. Your habits. It's your habits. See, we first form our habits, and then our habits form us. If you form really good habits, your work ethic, okay, then you know what? That's going to form you along the way. But if you form bad habits, then guess what? Then that's going to end up forming you. We form our habits, and then our habits form us. So develop the right habits, the winning habits, okay? The correct habits. And I think you'll be surprised. You're going to have a nice level of success at what you do, and you'll have a chance at excellence. So, hey, let's stay the course on everything that we do, and let's go on some questions or whatever you want to do.
We're going to turn things over to our students here. We got our first question over here to my right. So go ahead and stand up, and every time you ask a question, state your name, the school you go to, and then go ahead and ask your question.
My name's Luke. I'm from Kent. Big time Steelers fan, by the way.
Luke.
You were a member of the ROTC while at Auburn and managed to serve 16 years in the Army Reserves. Can you explain how important it was for you to serve our country?
Oh, it was huge for me. I mean, I was convicted early, having a dad who 32 years Army, full colonel, airborne ranger, Vietnam vet, 101st Airborne Division, just a great, true soldier. And so, you know, I'm a military brat. I grew up in that environment of regimentation and discipline and respect and honor. I just, you know, just naturally passed on to me. And you know, when you sign on the dotted line, y'all know, I mean, you're convicted to do that. I mean, it's something that speaks to you in your heart, that you're convicted in your mind. And you sign on the dotted line to go anywhere that the president deems fit. So, no, I mean, that was important for me to pursue that avenue as being a military officer. I wanted to be like my dad. He was a high-speed, low-drag dude, high and tight, you know, running 5 miles before breakfast kind of guy, and just squared-away individual. Man, I loved him. And, of course, he was a great dad, too. Not only was he a great officer, but he was a great dad. He was a great father that had his hands knee-deep into his family. You know, he's a coach on every team I think I played on growing up through high school. And, you know, he was an assistant scout master. You know, I was a Boy Scout and so forth. And so it was just an honor for me to be a part of the military for 16 and a half years. I was never deployed. I served during peacetime back in the day, when there was actually peacetime. But nevertheless, it taught me a lot of valuable lessons that helped me, basically put on this gold jacket in front of you. So it was an honor to be a part of it. So hope I answered your question.
All right, we're going to take our next question. So go ahead and state your name, your school, and then go ahead and ask your question.
My name's Jeremiah, and I'm from Kent Roosevelt as well.
Okay.
What did it mean to you to be in the Army Reserves, and how did it affect you during your playing career?
Okay. No, I mean, I enjoyed my time in the Army Reserve. It meant everything to me, and I would go to actually Fort Knox, Kentucky. At that time was home of armor. I was an armor officer, and so I would go to Fort Knox, Kentucky in the off season after the football season wrapped up. I'd go there and do some training, do the military training, and I really enjoyed it. And it was just more education. It was just another brick in my wall that I was solidifying for another goal to achieve that would help me stronger as I was achieving different goals. And it was coaching opportunity, listening to all these sergeants that were teaching me about different things, tanks and different kind of stuff at Fort Knox, and I just it just helped me. It was just another building block that I was able to use to help develop a solid base, a solid foundation, in which to continue to achieve other goals. Many lessons I learned, during the off-season training at Fort Knox, Kentucky. So, thank you. Thank you for asking that.
All right, we got another question from a student over here. All right, go ahead and state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
All right, I'm Rosa from Kent Roosevelt also.
Okay.
Firstly, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And what's your favorite moment from your NFL career and why?
That's a good question. Favorite moment from my NFL career and why? Let's see. I played 15 years as a player. A lot of cool moments. A lot of really cool moments playing against some of the guys that are in here, like the Joe Montanas and the John Elways and the Dan Marinos and Jim Kellys, Brett Favre's, Warren Moon's, Kurt Warner's, on and on and on. Just a great opportunity, great times, Coached 7 years in the NFL as an outside linebacker coach, won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers a couple years ago, and that was something that had eluded me as a player. I didn't win a Super Bowl as a player, but I did as a coach, which was definitely kind of cool. So I don't know if I could come up with just like one specific moment, intercepting one of Dan Marino's footballs, and then taking it home and putting it up on the shelf later that night. I thought that was pretty cool for me to do, and gosh, it's hard to separate. But that's a good question. But I don't know if I can just give you just one, because I got this thing in my brain like on a loop, on and over of really cool things in football that has happened to me. So I don't know if I can give you one, because it was an unbelievable ride. It truly was.
It's kind of along the same lines. After you were enshrined in 2016, you got the gold jacket, the Hager gold jacket, the K Jewelers Ring of Excellence, this bronze bust, which, by the way, is one of my favorite looking bronze busts that we have. Ed Reed's is pretty close.
No, he's better.
His is, you would say his is better?
Y'all seen Ed Reed's with the deal, man? Oh, man, that's got to be better. I like his. It's sweet.
So you have all these things that says, you're a Hall of Famer. Has there been a cool moment, or what is the coolest thing that you've gotten to do after getting that gold jacket in 2016?
Coolest thing, huh? I don't know. Just being here right now and talking about, something that I love, and just something, gives me an opportunity to share some of the experiences in my life, and if it could, if it can have an effect on a couple of young, ladies and men here, and having an impact and imparting some things on some lives that can help them, then I'm all about it. I think that makes me happy, and so no, I've done a lot of cool things for the Hall and a lot of appearances and stuff like that, and this ranks right up there with them for me, because I love talking about football and and giving back to you guys. And let me say this, I mean, the world truly is your oyster. I mean, in other words, you can really do anything that you want to do in America that you really, really want to do, but you really, really got to want to do it. That's the reality of it. And the reason why we can do that is because we live in the land of the free. People have paid the price for that. See, if it wasn't for the military, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do whatever it is we wanted to do. We would have to do something else. So that's really why we're free, guys, young ladies, is because of the brave men and women in our combined armed forces. Make no mistake, okay? But you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. But remember, nobody's gonna give you guys squat. Nothing. Whatever it is you want to be, whatever it is you want to do, you got to go get it. No one's giving you nothing. Trust me. This is where your dreams, you develop your dreams now. Get it. Go get it. No one's going to give you that dream. But to go get it, you got to have that commitment. I'm just telling you. You got to be all in with it. If you're not, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. Have the courage, push through those bumps in the road. Have integrity about the way you operate. All right? Have respect for people. Go chase excellence. If you do the right things, man, I guarantee you, you'll get there. But it ain't going to be easy. Nothing's easy. Anything worth something in life is going to be hard and long to achieve. But in the end, that thing is worth it. It's worth it because you can look back and say, I did it. I achieved it. It wasn't easy, but I did it. And it's fun. It's fun. So go do it. Go do it. Push through the bumps in the road. Go grab that thing. Get your dream. Go get it. Because no one's going to give it to you. Okay. Cool.
Got a question coming in here from Twitter. It says,
Okay.
You had a tradition with your gloves you wore during games when you got a sack. What was that tradition all about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a good question because I used to wear these Newman gloves. You know, our gloves, hands get kind of nicked up a little bit. You can imagine out there playing, you know, chewed on, stepped on, yada, yada, yada. So, you wear gloves to protect your fingers, right? Just makes sense. Well, what I started doing was when I get a sack, when I would sack a quarterback, I'd keep the gloves and I would write on my gloves, you know, who I sacked, how many times I sacked them, who we played, you know, the score of the game, whether we won or lost, and this kind of thing. And for me, it's just kind of neat now to even, you know, like break them out and look at them, you know, and go, oh, man, I didn't remember sacking Joe Montana that many times in Candlestick Park. I'd forgotten about that sack against Jim Kelly, you know, on Monday Night Football in Three Rivers or whatever. But it was just a neat little thing that I did just to remind me later in life some of the really cool quarterbacks that I had my hands wrapped around their neck.
All right, we got another question from a student over here somewhere. Go ahead and stand up, state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm from Woodmore High School. And I just wanted to know, what does it mean to you to be considered one of the greatest linebackers in the history of the NFL?
Sure. You know what, to be Olivia, right? I'm sorry? Good question. I don't even really know what that means to be one of the greatest linebackers. I really don't know. I just know this, that it was fun. It was a rush. Just having an opportunity to play and you know, just be on the field on game day and Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football and play against some of the guys that I had a chance to play against. Just like Marcus Allen and Emmitt Smith and Jerome Bettis and all these, Barry Sanders and all these great, unbelievable players I had a chance to play. Not only did I have a chance to play against them, I hunted them. That was my job, not only to hunt the quarterbacks, but hunt the running backs and hit them. And that was cool. I would try to hit them as hard as I possibly can. It was fun. You know what was fun was like a fumble when the ball came out, the fumble's on the ground, and everybody was diving in there and getting the ball. I was great at getting in the pile and getting that football and just getting it and recover. I loved rooting around in the pile, getting my hand on the ball and getting it. It was just, for me, it was fun. And I know. It was just, obviously, I had a good time. It was a rush. I played 15 years, and, I was almost 38 when I stepped away, and it was the right time, too, because I knew I wasn't hunting people like I was earlier. Earlier in my career, when the pile, like the running back's already locked up and he's clearly kind of starting to go down, I would just drill the pile and get into it and just feel it. You know what I mean? That makes sense? No? I'm a little off, aren't I? It's okay. I'm in control, so I'm good. But I just enjoyed mixing it up and being physical. And toward the tail end of my career, I was like standing around the pile. I wasn't kind of getting in there, you know what I mean, and having fun with it. I just found myself watching the ball just go down, and I was like, okay, I'm good. The ball's down. And that kind of let me know that, you know what, it's getting close. So it's all good. It's all good.
Now, you say, for anybody who plays sports, the transition when you're done, whether it's at high school level, college level, pro level, whatever it might be, that transition's always tough. For you got into coaching a little bit. Now, it wasn't right after your career was over. It kind of led down the road. But was coaching always something you wanted to do, or is that a transition for you to just stay involved with the game?
No, I mean, it wasn't even on my radar when I stepped away. When I stepped away, like I said, I was almost 38. And I looked back, and I had a piece about really, what had happened in my career. And I stepped away, and I did something I think not a lot of people can do. Not the gold jacket thing, but more times than not, NFL players are told when to step away. Either they get hurt, or another player comes up and beats them out or something, but basically, the average life of an NFL player is not even 4 years. It's just a little over 3 years. So in other words, most NFL players, they're told you can't play anymore and your dream's over, and they really got to transition to a new career. Okay, I was blessed to play 15 years and play my passion out, and I really stepped away, on my own terms, which is really, really rare to do. I stepped away, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. It was a great run. I recognize I'm not hunting people like I was before. So in other words, it wasn't a major transition for me. I went into retirement like, I'm good. But it took me a couple years to come back and watch football because I was so committed when I played that I need a couple years off mentally. But then it took 9 years before I actually started to let the word out that I wanted to be a coach. I started to kind of get that passion again for it. Does that make sense? Because I played my passion out, and I kind of just needed to exhale, and then that passion came back, and I'm like, okay, I got to get back into this thing. I got to do something. I'm going to go crazy. And then I got the job with Green Bay and won a Super Bowl, and Coach Clay Matthews and all that stuff, which was another great experience. So, and that was 9 years later, actually, from when I retired. And, yeah, there's me, and I'm giving him some finer points of coaching right there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but it can't be good. It can't be good. So, but it was fun. So I don't know if I had such a hard transition because I chose, what I mean, to step away as opposed to someone saying, guess what, Greene, you can't play anymore. You're not fast enough. You're broken up. You can't compete anymore. You're not smart enough or whatever it is, So there you have it.
Got another question here from Facebook. This is from Jay. He's coming from all the way from the UK asking this question.
Oh, wow.
Says, is it true you hit Brett Favre so hard on a sack he was coughing up blood?
Oh, man.
I think he talked about this in his speech.
Yeah. That's really? I can tell you, I did, oh man. I tried to hit people as hard as I possibly could. I thought that was my job. It's the NFL, is it not?
Yeah,
it's not
right.
badminton.
That's
It's
right.
not tennis. This is where big boys play, right?
right.
That's
Yeah.
that's my assumption. So I'm going to try to drill people as hard as I can drill them. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I'm trying to knock them into the cheap seats. No question I am. But I don't want anybody to be hurt, you know, because this is our livelihood. Everybody, I mean, we're all paying bills. We all have families. I have 2 kids. I mean, we all got bills. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to hit them as hard as I humanly can, which you really can't do anymore because of the rules and regulations that they've implemented since I may be one of the guys and the reasons why they implemented all the rules. I don't know. But I know I just tried to play hard and he got hurt, didn't he? He got hurt. But he's okay, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say so. I would say so. We talked a lot now in the last couple minutes here about, you know, your relationship with the Packers. You coached, you talked to Brett Favre there. As a coach for the Packers, winning the Super Bowl is great, one thing, but doing it against the Steelers, was there was it a struggle for you, or you're like, you know what, head down, I'm a Packer now? How was that? What was that like for you to go through?
It was crazy because Steelers are my team. Now, they're my team, you know. And I played 15 years, only played 3 as a Steeler. But there was something different about being a Steeler. When I was a Steeler, we beat people. Not just points on the board. God bless you. But we physically beat people. We wanted to beat them on a physical level. Not only beat them on the points, I got that, but when they left Three Rivers, we wanted them to know they were beaten. You guys with me on this? Understand what I'm trying to relay? So for me as a linebacker, it was the coolest thing. It was the perfect fit. I mean, being the Steelers. I spent 8 years with the Rams, but we never just beat people. We beat people, but we didn't beat people. As Steelers, we were beating people. So the Super Bowl was bittersweet. I'm coaching on the opposite team exactly 15 years to the date from when I was a Steeler that we lost Super Bowl 30 to the Dallas Cowboys. Any Cowboy fans in here? We need to talk after this is over in the back. Y'all come with me, okay? Double, triple team. But no, I mean, it was bittersweet because I had my hands on Clay Matthews, and I had the throttle down on him. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm bringing things to his attention in between every snap and on sideline, get ready to make this, to get ready to do this. And then we ended up beating my beloved Steelers. Coach LeBeau was on that other side, and Coach LeBeau was on that staff. Carnell Lake, Johnny Mitchell, just a lot of players, ex-players and coaches were still there on that staff, so it was bittersweet to win that game against my beloved Steelers. I know it. Yep.
Still got a ring, though, right?
Yeah, I got a ring.
All right, we're going to go back to our students now.
Right.
For our next question, go ahead, stand up, state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
My name is William, and I go to John Marshall. And my question is, who influenced you the most in your life, and how or why did that person do it?
Who influenced me the most in my life? You know, it's got to be my dad. You know, like I mentioned, he was just a great dad and a military man, and I mean, he set the pace in the house, you know, and he was an Eagle Scout, you know, and he passed that along to my brother as an Eagle Scout. I ended up becoming an Eagle Scout, and I mean, just that in itself, just joining scouting was really influential to me. Because there's a part of scouting, it's called the Scout Law. And the Scout Law says, be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And so as a scout, you really try to live all that, okay? And I tried to, you know, emulate those attributes. I was seeing them every day in my father anyway. And then, you know, just the Army values that my father passed along to me too, just the, you know, selfless service, you know, the respect, the commitment, the courage, integrity, and so forth, and the honor and all that. Just being a military brat and being, just watching my dad and how he interacted with people, both higher and lower ranks, and treating them all the same and so forth, and the respect factor. So that just was a huge, just ginormous influence to me and my work ethic that would eventually carry me to a gold jacket. So appreciate your question.
All right, I think we got a question over here now. Go ahead, stand up, state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
My name is Shauna, and I'm from Black River High School.
Cool.
What is one moment in your life when your character was tested, and what did you do to get through that?
You know what? I don't know if I can give you a specific example of when my character was tested. I think you're going to have your character tested on a consistent basis. I just think your moral compass has to be solid. I think it needs to be solid. You need to just have a good foundation, your moral compass, just doing the right thing and doing things the right way and not the easy way, and just, being respectful and kind and just trying to be as humble as you can and just, but I just think your character is going to constantly be tested. So that's the time when you rely on who you are inside and your moral compass, and you rely on your mentors and the people that you've surrounded yourself with, good people, that have good lives, that mean well and that care about people. They have, the love of the Lord living in their heart and this kind of thing, those people. Because I've always thought that, if you surround yourself with dogs, you're going to get fleas. It is what it is. But if you surround yourself with God-fearing people and have love in their heart, guess what? You're going to be all right. I mean, they're going to be able to mentor you and share with you experience in life that it's going to help you maybe overcome some adversity and so forth. But I think your character's always going to be tested. So hopefully you got, your moral compass and everything, and the people around you, your support group that are good people that can help you get through some of those tests that you are definitely going to have. Good question. Cool.
All right, we'll take our next student question. Go ahead and stand up, state your name, your school, and then go ahead with your question.
I'm Jared. I'm from Black River also. Although you played most of your career with the Los Angeles Rams and won a Super Bowl as a coach with the Packers, why do you consider yourself always be a Steeler at heart?
Okay, I think we all know is because we did what to people? Yeah, we did, and it was fun. Small story. Buffalo Bills come rolling in on Monday Night Football in Three Rivers. Halfway through the first quarter, I could clearly see in Jim Kelly's eyes and Thurman Thomas' eyes that they were done. They were done for the game. They were done. In other words, Thurman didn't really want to run the football. Jim Kelly didn't really want to drop back in the pocket and throw the ball, because we were, again, we had our cleat right on their goozle and we were pressing hard. So I know that sounds on the edge of being a little brutal. I guess if you did that in the civilian life, it'd probably put you in prison for about 20 years. But thank goodness it was on game day on Monday night, and who wouldn't want to play on Monday night in Three Rivers as a Steeler? Oh my gosh, trying to live up to Jack Ham, right? Jack Lambert and all that stuff. I mean, so yeah, I mean, Steelers, it was fun, especially against Cleveland for some reason.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up.
Oh, hey, easy.
I'm glad you brought that up. So we did this in the first session. Let's do a quick poll. How many Browns fans do we have in the building?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. How about, all right. Now, how many Steelers fans?
There's some Steeler Nation out there with.
All right, everybody knows. Everybody knows tonight there's a big game, Thursday Night Football, about an hour north. in Cleveland. So what are your takes on the game tonight? The two teams as they are right now.
What a tremendous rivalry, huh? I mean, Vinny Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, does that ring a bell back in the day? And they had Ernest Biner, Kevin Mack, and Leroy Horde, some hard-running dudes, man. It was a physical contest, and just really enjoyed playing the Cleveland Browns. I will say this about tonight, okay? I don't think that Pittsburgh is quite as vulnerable now that Ben is not the quarterback that I think people want to think that Pittsburgh is. You know, everybody wants to say they're a little vulnerable because obviously they're starting quarterbacks out and everything, but they're still going to always have a defense that is going to want to try to punish people. That's just the nature of being a Pittsburgh Steeler defender. And they're always going to try to establish the run on an offense because the nature of a Steeler offense is line up, knock your tail off the line of scrimmage and change it up and throw the ball and complete some passes. But we want to physically control the line of scrimmage. Now, Cleveland, they got a lot of talent, don't they? They got a lot of first-rounders on the team. And they've experienced a lot of turnover and turmoil in the coaching staff and everything. And you know what? I don't know if that's going to play out tonight or are they going to come together as a team because they have a lot of talent on that team. And if they can come together and put all that together and then brothers, we all play together, put our selfish egos and ambitions on the shelf and come together, love each other, play as a team and play as a unit, Steelers might have a long night. Might have a long night. So that's my take.
All right.
So.
All right, we'll go to our next student question. So go ahead and stand up, state your name, your school you go to, and then ask your question.
Hi, my name is Carlos Hernandez, and I go to Wade Park. What did it mean for you to be awarded as the NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 1996? And was that a highlight of your career?
Okay, what does it mean to me, huh? Player of the Year 1 year? And was it the highlight of my career? You know, I think it was an awesome award, no doubt. But I don't think it was the highlight of my career. It's hard to even put a finger on the highlight of my career, to be honest, because I mean, every year that I played was just, you know, for me, I was a walk-on at Auburn. I wasn't a scholarship player. I was a guy that was in the stands for like 3 years watching the Auburn Tigers play on the football field. I just decided to walk on latter part of my junior year, my third year of school. I mean, it was just awesome to play and line up every weekend and just put on a uniform and have an opportunity to hit people. And I was addicted to it. And it was fun. And so I don't know, you know, I went to a bunch of Pro Bowls and All Pros. I led the NFL in sacks twice and Player of the Year. And you know what? For me, it was just a great thing each and every time I had a chance to smell the grass on game day, you know, and it was just, so I don't know if it was a highlight. I think my whole daggum thing, you know, does that make sense? Everything in its complete, it's just a highlight. It's cool.
All right, we'll go to our next students. Go ahead and stand up, state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I'm from Mansfield Senior. And when you first came into the league, was there a veteran player who mentored you or a player that you tried to be like?
That's a good question. Was there a player that mentored me and so forth? Yes, and you probably have never heard of his name before. His name is Nolan Cromwell, and Nolan Cromwell was a defensive back that played for the Los Angeles Rams, and he had a really nice, long career, okay, and he was a very good player. And I remember, you know, not a lot of times veterans will talk to rookies. It's just kind of a strange deal. Rookies are there and they're, you know, snotty-nosed kids and, you know, trying to learn the ropes and make the team, right? So, but anyway, this veteran, Nolan Cromwell, I was walking off the field one day, it's like week 2 of the season, and he goes, "Hey, Greene, did you get your film in today?" Film? He goes, "Yeah, did you get your film work in today?" And I go, "I don't even know where the film is," because I didn't understand what he was talking about. And what he was talking about was, did you put in some extra time at your craft by studying your opponent on game film? That's what he was asking me. I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. And I go, "Film?" He goes, "Come here." So he walks me into the defensive coordinator's office, and he showed me where all these tapes are on the side of the wall. Stacks and rows of like VHS tapes and beta tapes and everything. And he goes, "Okay, come over here. See this? This is week 2. This is where all the film is for you to watch in preparation for this game coming up on Sunday." And I'm like, like 12 videos, like everything. And I go, he goes, "Which one you want to start with?" I go, "Oh," he goes, "You want to start with probably third down pass video, because you're a pass rusher." I go, "Yeah, that's a good place to start." He picks it out and he goes, "Now take it in there and hook it up and watch it." I didn't know how to hook up the film to the video projector deal. So he took me in there and he put it around the spool and he showed me. He goes, "Okay, do you understand?" He unhooked it. He goes, "Here, do it." So he made me do it, hooked it up, got it all the way around, showed me how to work it. And he said, "KG, you need to be doing this film work, and you need to get your film work done. It's going to help prepare you for game day and let you understand your opponent and let you understand what the opponent's offense is trying to do to us." And that was great for me, because I was always about putting my mind into things, breaking it down, seeing how I can understand it and get better at it. And that was great. So then now I'm on the road. I know how to watch. I'm watching film. And watching film, you're going to figure out what to look for. And so that was a big moment for me. And that happened actually my rookie year with Nolan Cromwell. And I appreciate you bringing that memory back up, because that was really good of that veteran to show me how to do this and what to watch and get prepared on a professional level to play a game of football. Thank you. Yeah.
On the flip side of that, when you were a veteran and then you had rookies coming into the team, was there a moment when you took a rookie kind of under your wing, or kind of showed him the ropes about the same way
Yeah,
did for
no,
you?
because of what Nolan did, I did that on a constant basis with a bunch of rookies. I can't even begin to tell you. I was calling them out all the time. Did such and such, did you get your film? Did you get your film? Did you get your film? Okay, and then I start questioning to see if they understand what I'm talking about. Okay, what do they do in 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back? What's their main play? What's their running play? What's their passing play? What do they like to do when the ball's on the right hash, when it's down in the red zone? What do they really like to do? So I started quizzing these guys to make sure they were watching their film. Because here's the secret. If you watch film, if you understand, if you watch film on your opponent, you football players in here, you'll have a good idea of what the heck they're going to do on game day, because most offenses, they don't change what they do. Offenses are creatures of habit, okay? The payoff on an offense is their ability to execute a finite number of plays with a high level of efficiency. So in other words, they have a certain amount of plays they like to run over and over and over and over again, because they know all these plays and they execute them really, really well. But if you know what those plays are, you can recognize pre-snap what the play is going to be based on who's in the game, what personnel grouping. Am I making sense? And then the way they line up at the line of scrimmage, you call that formation recognition. In other words, you've seen it on film all week. Oh my gosh, that's going to stick out like a turd in a punch bowl right there. You see it in your face. It's right there. Oh yeah, I know what's fixing to happen. I've seen it all week. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's good. That's good.
So that's the way you do it. I mean, I think it's simple. As long as you study film, you're going to recognize the pre-snap and just play to it. That's the way you make plays. It's easy.
So we talked a little bit about your transition from a player to your off time to a coach. What everybody in here might not know is you had a kind of a second career after football. And this question right here is, what is more exciting, being teammates with a guy like Hall of Famer Jackie Slater or Ric Flair?
Oh, well, that's a toughie. Anybody know Ric Flair by chance? 14-time heavyweight champion, right? What does he say? What does he say? Limousine riding, Learjet flying, right? I mean, he is the man. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool putting Ric Flair in a spinning toe hold in the middle of the ring. I want you to know that is cool, but it's also good to get beat down by Jackie Slater for 8 solid years. Jackie and I played against each other every day in practice. He was my teammate for 8 years with the LA Rams. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame offensive tackle here in Canton. And I had to practice against this man every day for 8 years. And he never took a play off. You talk about giving me an education in just work ethic on the practice field. I couldn't take a play off. He beat me down every single play. And he never took a snap off in practice. So I knew I had to play every snap in practice like it was a game day speed snap. And if I didn't, I was gonna get beat down, and I didn't like that part of the equation. Getting beat down wasn't fun. So I would have to say, you know, an opportunity to hammer Nature Boy is cool, but I got to come down with Jackie Slater beating me down for 8 years.
All right, we got another question here from a student. Go ahead, state your name, your school, and then ask your question.
Hello, my name is Gabriel. I am from Super Learning Center, and my question, how important is it to have a support group around you during a rough patch?
No, I think that's a good question. Thank you, Gabriel. Okay, I appreciate that. How important to have a support group around you? I think you got to have it. I think you got to have your people around you that love you and genuinely care for your well-being, who you are. They care about the decisions you make in life. They have a genuine love for you. You got to have it. You got to have those mentors. Because you know what? Bumps are going to come. Bumps in the road are going to come. Adversity is going to come. And so you need people in your life to help you through some of those sketchy times in your life where you may get off track, okay? You may get off on some kind of side street. And you need people in your life that really love you and care for you, and you can go to them and say, how do I get out of this, or how do I deal with this? And they'll help you. But you need good people in your life, because they're going to help you develop your moral compass. They're going to help you develop your character. So, yeah, you need those people. They're huge.
All right, well, before I forget, I want to thank you again for coming here to Canton, Ohio, taking time out of your busy schedule to come here to your second home. But the way I like to, and one before we do that, can all the JROTC students stand up for me?
Oh, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So before we leave today, if there is one thing you want everybody that's in this room today and everybody that's watching us online to take away, one nugget of information, what would it boil down to?
I'm not sure I can give a single nugget. I would just say that, you know, we've talked about a lot of things today. And, hey, listen. You got a dream. Be committed to your dream. Go all in, everything that you have, your heart, your soul, your mind, your energy, everything. Okay? Be committed to that. And have the courage to push through bumps in the road. Push through adversity. Respect people, and people are going to respect you. Do the right thing and have integrity, even when people ain't watching. And go for excellence. Really try to be the best you possibly can be at whatever it is that you're hunting to be. Really push yourself for greatness. And when you achieve it, you know what? It's going to be a great feeling for you to have achieved something that you have dreamed about doing. And it starts right now. Your dream starts. Stay the course. Trust the people around you that mean everything to you and want to give you good, sound advice. Go for your dream and get it. Go get your dream. That's probably what I would say.
All right. Everybody, gold jacket, Kevin Greene.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Now, before, we got one more thing real quick. Understand that you do have a flight to catch.
I do.
So we're going to let you get out of here first,
Cool.
and then once he's out of here, we'll dismiss everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kevin Greene.
Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
Yeah.